conversation. And yeah, love or not, maybe except you don't have plans to, maybe procreate in a certain way, it's a it's a very strong conversation. It's something that breaks a lot of relationships at the point of realization when people we are living with, and we must always be careful and we must proceed with caution. So yeah, you are rightly thinking right now. I know it's hard, but then in my opinion, in my own humble opinion, I think you might want to take a step back as you've done already. This one says, so sorry. This one from the Golden Voice says, so sorry about this genotype conversation for the longest time. People don't know their blood groups, their genotypes, or the likes. They don't even know this question starts. Love will be thrown away. And that's coming in from the Golden Voice. Joshua says, well, marriage sucks. Okay, well, this one a long thing. Oh. So Joshua says, marriage sucks, love sucks. Tell me what doesn't suck except being alone. Tell me what I didn't already know. Okay, so that's Joshua. Joshua wrote a poem. Thank you so much, Joshua. I'm trying to see how this connects to what we're talking about. So, yeah, in case you just tuned in, this is Family Matters on Super FM 92.7, and we're getting lots of messages right now, and yours could be a part of it. So, the conversation is centered around someone who sent us a message to say she's been in a relationship for 8 years. It ended just this year, and she says it ended because their genotypes don't agree. And she says she's walking away, but the guy she's been in a relationship with, who is really very religious, called her to say he has faith that they can have kids who won't be SS, and that he believes we can be a miracle. She says, I am confused at 31. I really don't know where to start. Please advise. It's hard, but please advise. Be gentle always. Thanks. And so yeah, someone is at the verge of making a decision right now on whether to marry someone else whose genotype doesn't necessarily match with us medically. And she says this person is bringing the conversation of faith, like, hey, we're believers. I believe that somehow we can pray about this. I believe that faith can get us through that. It won't even be a problem. Yeah, there are the chances that you could get lucky and give birth to children who would not be carriers, or who would escape this genetic trait. But then what if you don't? What if every child, like there's so many what ifs that you don't want to just throw caution to the wind. And from some of the conversations that we've gotten on the group, there's one person who says, hey, if you love this person, why not just go ahead with it? But what happens to procreation? What happens to the future of the children who might be born a certain way that will pose a lot of challenges to them for the rest of their lives? This is a conversation that we must have earnestly. The numbers to call are 0805 092 0927. Of course, you can also call the number 0705 890 4927. Okay, so is love enough? Is love going to be enough to, maybe cater to some of the pain that might come from this? Is loving you every day going to be enough at a point when these questions are being asked? I'll be going on a quick break right now. It's something coming in from FaZe. It's an oldie, but then it kind of addresses this conversation. Loving you every day. We'll be right back.
One Radio, Super 90. Super 92.7
The
FM.
conversation today. One family. Well, in case you just tuned in, this is Super FM 92.7, your one family, one radio station. My name is OSYB, means one shot Yoruba boy, and I am God's favorite OAP. I hope to be your fave really very soon. And I'm here from 6 a.m. till about 11 a.m. every other day of the week, except Saturdays and Sundays, when I just come in on Sundays to give you the gospel rap zone. So yes, today, compatibility. In case you're dating right now, you're in a relationship, and you're looking at marriage as the end point, you're looking at procreating with this person, I think it is very important that you check for your genotype, to know what your genotype is, to see if you're compatible with the person you're about to get married to. There are so many medical considerations to make, and I think it is noteworthy that you have this conversation. Now, the person who sent us a message today, she's 31 years old, and she says her relationship of 8 years just ended because of compatibility around their genotype. Now, she says while she's trying to walk away, her fiance, her ex, is coming back saying, hey, I believe, I have faith, I know that we can be a miracle, I know we can do this, I know that God can help us. And really, while I believe in miracles, and while I actually agree to some things that God could just, turn, God could, if like really, testimonies happen, miracles do happen, while I can agree that people have seen God in different ways, and like, I don't know if this is something that you should do. I would not advise you do it. But then we've got messages. This one's message is coming in from Ayo, and Ayo says, Ayo from Lasso, please, the topic on ground is serious and shouldn't be overlooked. Please, the writer, the lady, should free the man and should lock up and stop being emotional about it. Thank God they both are aware of their genotype, so it is all good, and she needs to find her own match. Love and light. Thank you so much. Let's see who this caller is. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Magnus from Saka, VI.
Magnus from Saka, VI.
Yes.
Okay, please go ahead, Magnus.
My advice for the lady is that let her not consider her age. She should also think about what if we should have the strength to be carrying the child to hospital every time. That time love will die. Even the husband will get tired of her. Every time visiting the hospital. So my advice is let her just move on.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. No, the red button. Thank you very much. Yeah. Okay, so that's what our friend from Saka has to say. Now, this message here, also this one from Henry. I'm guessing Henry also sent in a message, and this is what Henry is saying. Henry says, "Good morning, OSYB. This is Henry from Ojo. Please, the innocent kids would pay for it with their health. It is a no, and she should not continue with the relationship. Why didn't they check their genotype before now? 8 years relationship, and 8 years relationship is a long time. It's sad, but it is a no to continue." Thank you very much, Henry, for actually just dropping that message. Now, this one from Kunle Daram says, "Good morning, OSYB. I hope this message won't be too long." Well, I hope so too. It's quite a length. Said, "This is a little bit tricky because I have been there. Wow. So I married my wife believing she is AA while I am AS. But on giving birth to my first son, we advised to carry out a genotype test due to his regular illness. At a very tender age, we found out that he was SC. I had never heard of such genotype prior to that day. The doctor confirmed that there is no way we can have a son with SC genotype if my wife is actually AA. So we both did another genotype test and we were both confirmed to be AS. Unfortunately, my wife was heavily pregnant with our second child, which luckily turned out to be AS after birth. Now we have been saved twice from a silly mistake that could have turned out to be disastrous. But cause my wife is too religious, she's asking to have another child, so we will pray he or she is not SS. I think this religion has a thing and is really affecting the way people reason. The lady should just go her way for the safety of her future unborn children." Wow. Kunle Darams, I really do appreciate you for this for this angle that you just brought in, putting your real life scenario out there, sending us this message right there on the family WhatsApp group. It is unprecedented. It's some people will keep this a secret. Some people would not want to throw themselves out that way. But Kunle, I must really appreciate you for like really, really giving us this angle to it, because if my dear friend who sent this is listening, she will be gaining something. And anybody else out there who is also maybe looking to be married, who is thinking of managing things and hoping they are lucky, they get lucky with this, I don't think this is something medicine would advise. Yeah, I know we want to have faith and believe God for a miracle, but then rather than live on like hoping for those kind of miracles, why don't you hope for other things? Why don't you just live a peaceful, a happy life, a glitch-free life, if you ask me? But thank you so much, Kunle Darams, for texting. Your message was really very, very appropriate. I appreciate it. Now, Grace says, it is good to know your genotype before falling deeply in love to avoid bringing innocent children into this world. This is a very, very valid one that I think we need to really, really look at. In case you just tuned in, this is Super FM 92.7. Yes, it is Family Matters, and we are talking about compatibility while you're dating. It is a very serious conversation because an 8-year-old relationship just ended. And even though it has ended, the man in the question is still begging the lady, see, I believe we can have a miracle. We can have children that will not be SS and all that. But the lady is being careful. She's like, hey, I don't think I want to do this. And Darams on the group, on our WhatsApp group, on our Super FM Breakfast Clubhouse, just told us his own story of how he and his wife thought his wife is AS. He is AA. And he thought, he thought he was AA and his wife is AS. But then eventually they got married and found out that they were both AS because their first son was SC. And he had never heard of it before. And, it was something that shocked them because they didn't do the due diligence while they were dating. It is a conversation that we should have. Seriously, when we're dating, when we're in that stage where it's still butterflies, there are some uncomfortable conversations we must have about finances, about our religious beliefs, about our sexual preferences, about our blood group, genotypes and the likes, about our, family heritage. If there are certain rituals that your family members believe you must do, because there are certain things that when you get into marriage and people start saying, you'll be like, okay, wow, we never discussed this level. This is a new level of intriguing that I'm finding myself in. So there are so many conversations that we just, as a matter of importance, must have while we're dating. And this goes out to everybody who is dating right now. Your genotype is not something you want to joke with. Yes, regardless of how much you love this person. I had a friend who is a medical doctor, but the moment he found out the lady he was liking was AS, and that was his own genotype as well, it was heartbreaking. But they had to leave each other immediately. They stayed good friends, but then love couldn't just cross their minds anymore because they understood what it meant. And that was after they've been friends for 2 years. The third year when they were going to date, he just asked her, what's your genotype? And she told him, and he was like, okay, let's just stay friends, and they saved themselves a lot of heartache. Now this message here coming in from G-Mind says, what's most important is open open, honest communication and a willingness to accept each other's feelings. If you are unable to find a solution that works for both of you, it may be best to part ways with kindness and mutual respect. Take time to heal and reflect on what's best for your future, and trust that whatever happens, you are both capable of finding fulfillment and happiness down the road. As an extra piece of advice, please participate in the upcoming. Okay, thank you very much, my brother. You're about to advertise some things, but then it's not something that I can put out there. But thank you so much, my dear brother, for sending in this message. That last part of your message, I can't quite take it, and I hope you understand. But then that's it. Medically, it's not something that you want to go for. If somehow you get a miracle, and both of you now become compatible, why not? Have at it. God still does miracles. I'm not refuting the fact that there are miracles that happen, but do not believe for a miracle in the midst of what you could have corrected with simple logic. It's counterproductive if you ask me, and that's my honest opinion. But I'm praying for you strength of character and mind to make that difficult decision and just let this go while you're trying to find love elsewhere. And your age, like one of our callers said, don't consider your age. Don't start thinking of your age as a barrier. You will find love regardless, and you will find happiness, and you would have all the kids that you deserve to have, and they will be well. That's the size of the conversation on Family Matters today. Like I said, it was tied around compatibility. Please, if you're single and you're out there, or you're dating and you're about to be married and you're not sure what the genotype of the person you're about to marry is, I think you should go with a simple check. I don't think they cost so much to find out. Please do that and make sure that you're clean and everything else works, because there's another message that we received about someone, and it was like, it's funny that just yesterday Papa Fuete and Sophia were talking about compatibility and know about be open about your medical history to your partners and find out if they will be compatible with it, because one of the conversations that I've seen in our mail recently is something around healthcare, around someone's health history that they didn't disclose to their husband, and now it's causing a really big issue in their marriage. It's a conversation that we'll be having very soon on Family Matters. Stay tuned to the station. Of course, there's lots more music, and much later at about 11 a.m. we'll be having an interview. DJ Ryder is here. Viva Las Giddy starts soon. Stay tuned. I'll be right back.
One Radio.